Greetings, heartfire warriors. How is everyone? I hope you're doing well. I hope you are doing very well. We're here for another general collective reading. No theme this time. Just a random pop-up video. You know, like back in the old days of, what was it, VH1? I even have a VHS vaporwave soundtrack for us for this pop-up video. All right, just to kind of, go with the flow. I always love going with the flow. That's how we're supposed to roll, you know what I mean? All right, so our spirit selected English prayer for this pop-up video. Oh, and by the way, in case you didn't know where you were, this is Tarot Testimonies, and I'm Victory. O Lord, my God, I cried to you for help, and you healed me. Psalm 32. Okay. All right, so we're going to actually put these off to the side. We're just going with a general, random, who is in your energy collective. Okay. We're going to pull out some oracle cards too, but we're going with the handmade deck for right now. I need to get a drink of my milk. Oh, we got some stuff happening in the parking lot. Maybe that'll contribute to the reading. Who knows? Got some energy flowing as we go with the flow. You know how it is. You know how it is. So, oh, we got some mess coming out of the mess deck. See what happens, huh? Oh, we got some angel magic. Angel magic. Somebody's reaping what they're sowing, but they're playing it safe at the same time. Oh, somebody wants to confront you, or you want to confront somebody. We got some Mercury retrograde stuff coming out. Ugh, that's always a bear. That is always a bear. We're going to say our Latin prayer here. Ooh, wow, this mess deck's happening. Carissimi Deus Creator, un gloco benedito del mundo, omni melo tantia pituti, utatum epistolis. Miorum divinorum ingerorum Deus prometus, cum omnium latate gratias. Lutur tenebras vincit in nomine Jesu. Amen. Oh yeah, pop-up. See, look, for our pop-up video, somebody wants to do a pop-up too for confronting, or you want to pop up on someone to confront them. It's a bad idea, Spirit says. All right, reminder. A reminder from Spirit, maybe. What's this one? Synchronicity. Maybe there's some synchronicities happening. Let's see what's going on. What's going on on the bottom of the deck that you don't see coming? Maybe something in November that you don't see coming. Okay. Oh man, that's a lot. We'll take this one. Harvest. Maybe there's a harvest coming for you in November. We've already got reap out here. Reap and harvest. See, Spirit's here. Spirit's here. All right. I feel you, Spirit. I feel you. Oh, and Archangel Michael's in the house. Archangel Michael, you're transmuting something. We got Saturn. See, there's two planets that are retrograding right now that are showing up. Mars ain't in a retrograde, but heavy Mars energies on the board. Boundaries up. See, what's this? November is back out, so we're gonna layer down. What's this? Lost time. What's this? Oh, do you need to write something? Maybe to transmute some energy coming your way. Okay. Oh, we got some excrement from the incense on the table. We don't want that on the board. Attract. Let them miss you, collective. Spirit saying Let them miss you. You're attracting something. Synchronicities. Throat chakra. Throat chakra. Sitting by reaping. All right, yeah. You're speaking some kind of truth, and that's helping you reap what you sow. It's going to help you reap something here. Mercury. Now, Mercury has... Mercury, like, okay, it has a lot to do with the throat chakra. I do know. I'm very versed on chakras. Unfortunately. Neptune energy. Rainbow. Time warp. What? Worthy. Are you feeling unworthy, or have you recently discovered your worth? Maybe writing something will help you transmute so you can feel worthy. Okay. Full energies out here. We're going to go through this, and then we're going to call it a day with the mess deck, with the handwritten cards here. February. Lily. Okay, yeah. Put that shit to death here. February. Contemplate. Feather. Vindication. Did something happen in February, collective? It's sitting near throat chakra. It could be some truth that you spoke on in February. Somebody is contemplating something. There's Neptune, Piscean energy here. Water, third eye chakra associated with Neptune and Pisces. You need to play it safe because it's going to bring a tower moment. We got vindication here and feather. Feathers are synchronicities, usually from, okay, an ancestor. Usually from an ancestor, generally associated with a female ancestor, usually a grandmother, all right? Usually a grandmother. Letting you be aware of their presence. We're going to throw the mess deck away here. We're going to put her away. Juno, air. I'm seeing air. Play. Okay. Air was backwards. Bastet. You might have some cat, feline energy. Cats are important. Air energy, Egyptian ancestry could be of importance. Inner truth. Yeah, inner truth. Don't keep your truth inside. Okay. That ancestor, that female ancestor could be associated with this Bastet energy. You're feeling some stress. I'm just fixing cards here. So I'm going with what I'm seeing. I'm going to put these away. Contemplate. Feeling this play it safe really hard with this contemplate. You're thinking about somebody. Feeling an ex. Play it safe. Don't do it. It is Mercury retrograde. Maybe an ex has tried to get in touch with you, or you're thinking about an ex. Pop up. Don't do it. Let them miss you. Archangel Michael's here. Play it safe. Yeah, don't do it. When Archangel Michael shows up, there's a reason, okay? And angels, they're not all happy, love, light, okay? Angels are powerful. They actually bring a lot of destruction with them, even when they're saving people. I have personal experience with that, all right? A lot of destruction. They come wrecking in like Miley Cyrus coming in like a wrecking ball. That's angels. When they're saving you, they come in like a wrecking ball collective. They're not. Let's see, on the split, we got karma and healing journey. This could be good or bad. What seeds did you plant? Yeah, reaping what you sow, a harvest, a karmic harvest coming in. Healing journeys are not pretty either. High vibrations, abundant opportunities. If you're on a healing journey, you might be on a painful path at the moment. Man, I am tunneling hard. I had a really long, I've done all my housework for the week, and I have had a day of doing biofield. I've had some frisson too with some music. I don't have my piloerection. I did elongate for a while, which means holding your piloerection out, keeping your goosebumps intact for some time. My piloerection stays intact for the longest on my legs and my torso. Not so much on my arms as it used to. They do have piloerection suppression technology out there. Controllers, the psychopaths in charge. And I feel like they're targeting people who have active and overactive biofields. The controllers, so I'm trying to work against that, but they're also targeting people who do that with their kill waves, anyway. So let's move on to who is this in your energy, collective? Who is this in your energy? Spirit, divine spirit, angels and ancestors of the light, only of the light. Who is this in collective's energy, please? Who is this in collective's energy? What are we feeling today in collective's energy? Ooh, we got some betrayal. Let's see. We're not going to look at that. That's 3 cards. Man, my hands are a little numb. You'll have to bear with me. My Ehlers-Danlos is kind of kicking my butt. This is too many. High Priestess on top, though. Man, we got 3 again. 2. We'll look at these 2. Akashic Records on top. Oh no, that's 2 more, but that's 4. I don't want 4. But we got soul family. Okay, so someone you thought was your soul family betrayed you. You're in a state of anxiety here. I mean, so geez, these cards. I powdered them, but they're still rolling all over the place. Someone close to you is preying on your downfall. Yeah, this is not cool. Soul family, yeah, you've connected with this person. They got you in a state of worry, fear, trouble concentrating, or they're trying to put you in this state of anxiety. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't like all these people messing with my collective, because I love you guys, You're my soul family. You're my soul tribe. You're my people. Like, this is hard for us readers when we're pulling these cards, and you guys are our people. We have a connection to you, and we feel these energies attacking you. So that's why we have to be very on top of our hygiene, because otherwise it will affect us as well. Aww. What's going on? Yeah, you're a diamond in the rough. You're rare, one of a kind. You've been under a lot of pressure. You've been overlooked in life. You're working on turning into something great because of all the trials you've endured. You've been through a lot. I haven't eaten. I've been fasting today. So I'm drinking milk because my stomach is burning a little bit. When I do a lot of readings, I've had 2 personals today as well. I'm trying to catch up, and I tend to do a lot of fasting when, come on. My hands are numb right now. What is this? It's sticking way out. Yeah, you're either on the search for divine love and equal give and take, or you're on the path to it. What's going on for the collective? Who is this in their energy? See, this is a whole clump of cards. We're not doing that. They're yelling at me. I don't like being yelled at. Do you want me to chaos shuffle? Is that the deal? What's happening here? All right, this is absurd. Okay. We'll take this one. We'll take this one. Yeah, we got some divine timing here coming right after this divine love. So this is divine timing at play for this divine love. Patience, strategy, generating a clear path and plan. Okay. I like it. I like it. That's good news, right? All right, this is only a cup. Well, it's 3. Oh, all right, fine. Akashic Records is back out here, so you're a natural healer. Oh, we got somebody's you're working with as a team here. Maybe you're doing some kind of freelance work, or working with, you know, like a side hustle, or a career as a healer, and you're working with someone. Okay, and this is all already written in like the book of life, you know. So the book sitting up in heaven, you know, Source's book. I don't really believe in the Akashic Records. I think that's a spiritual world grift, a psyop, so to speak. So you take that as you will. You can believe what you want. And this is a place of believing what you want up in here. Okay. Believe what you want, collective. You do you. But I personally don't believe in the Akashic Records. I also don't believe in Thoth, whatever that guy's name is, in his emerald tablets. Karma. Again, this could be good or bad. What seeds did you plant? Yeah. Always important. That's a lot of cards there. We're not doing that. Okay, this one we'll take. I saw this try to come out before too, with a bunch of cards. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. Keep going. You know, yeah, because I have felt, you know, there's this anxiety card, and there's been kind of like some conflicted energies I've been feeling. I'm sorry, I gotta keep my stomach from burning, or I'm gonna be no good. No good. All right, 2. All right, we'll take 2. Higher level of consciousness and bonding. This is what I like right here. This is how 3D, 4D, 5D, all the way up to 12D. That's a real reality. It's consciousness. It's not like physical planes, you know. That's a grift too. That's a psyop that they started in the 60s with the hippie movement. The CIA and, you know, the Alphabet Squads, they started that. They did that on purpose. Okay. I've seen the paperwork. I know where to look. Bonding, student learning phase, mother, teacher, nourisher. Maybe this is one of the things you do for a career too. Okay, that's also a healer. Teamwork, yeah. You know, maybe this is one of your lines of work, or your line of work, whatever you do for a career. You know, take what fits. Did I thank you for your shares, likes, subscriptions, and comments? If I didn't, I'm thanking you now. I like to do that at some point in the video. I also do personal readings. You can find my email in the description box or the bio of the channel. But yeah, I like to, every once in a while in a video, I like to explain the paths of consciousness. It kind of aligns on frequencies, okay? Like the color map, red being the lowest at the 3D level. That's hell. It goes up to purgatory, etc., etc. In our community tab, you will find I've uploaded at some point. I upload a lot of information, a lot. Because, you know, I try to educate the best I can. What I know, because I'm a person of vast knowledge and I'm always learning. I will never say that I know everything, because that is a never-ending story, learning. No one ever knows everything, okay, collective? No one can ever know everything, because knowledge is infinite, okay? It's an infinite path. But yeah, that I believe it's like a Hawkins, Dr. Hawkins, oh, something like that. But that was the only thing on the internet that was shareable that I could download and find. There's a channel, Narc Dojo. She's a very intelligent individual. I like her stuff. She explains narcissists very well, very accurately too, and she understands consciousness, because she also understands that humans are multidimensional as well. Okay, very intelligent. Chica Genius is her name. I don't know if that's her real name, but that's what she goes by. Yeah, you're a generational curse breaker. I recommend her stuff. She's got some good stuff out there. Not very long videos, you know, but they're very informative, very descriptive. I love recommending other channels to watch. Oh, and I just subscribed to, what's her, Luca Red Tarot. I just found her the other day. She started popping up in my feed, and man, does her tarot readings, man, do they resonate. She's got some good tarot readings, you guys. You should check her out. Hopefully they resonate with you. I feel like, you know, since I'm part of this collective as well, I feel like maybe her readings will resonate with you guys also. You should check her out. She's got some good stuff. Good stuff. Wisdom. See, and look what we're talking about. Look what we're talking about. Through life experiences, you become wiser and use it to help others. That's right. That's exactly right. And also, if any of you guys have tarot channels, please feel free to drop your information in the community. Share it in the community. You know, make a post. Share your channel. I will follow you. Okay, it's like follow for follow here. Okay, I'm very much into that. Very much into that. I don't believe in gatekeeping. I don't believe in, you know, oh well, you know, no self promotion. Fuck that shit. Okay, fuck that shit. I am always down for that. Okay. Share it in the comments. You know, maybe other members of our soul tribe here will enjoy your channel too. Okay. Because I feel like if if we're all family here, it'll probably resonate. Do you know what I'm saying? Loyalty and fresh start, new beginning. Your slate is cleared. Take advantage. You know what this means? That means you've cleared karma. You've done a lot of karma clearing, and that also comes along with generational curse breaker too. Loyalty, trustworthy friendship. I feel like this is something to do here with this divine love, divine timing. Yeah. So, and this is what you're looking for in a person that you want to spend time with, spend the rest of your life with, whatever. I always, on Facebook, I'll sit there and make posts like, oh yeah, I'm gonna die single, but I don't mean it. I'm just honestly like, I know guys like on my page, friends with whatever, they're interested in me, but they're not on the same level I'm at, when it comes to Elohim, that kind of arena. So it's just difficult because you can't really grow with someone who's not on your level. And like I've stated before, I don't consider myself a spiritualist. I work with spirit because spirit dwells within me. But I don't like to, because I'm going to put it to you this way. I've seen so much white papers and CIA and Alphabet Squad stuff that spirituality is like, well, New Age spirituality, I'll put it that way. New Age spirituality, not biblical spirituality, is a grift. It's a psyop. It's an operation. Tree of life, infinite possibilities, connecting to the divine within you and all around you. I feel like there are people, though, out in the spiritual community, and I'll use air quotes because it's not all of the people. There are people who do get it, so please don't feel offended. Like I said, this is an inclusive channel. We accept walks of every faith, every belief here. You know, I am here to help people. I don't wear any label of any kind. I don't even accept diagnoses. I just, you know, I obviously have what I've been diagnosed with, but I'm not sitting here like wearing my labels because I don't want to have chains on me and look what it broke to. I cannot. I am tunneled all the way, y'all. Everything I touch turns to gold. It was what? The last video I made, it's not airing until tomorrow, but I talk about how you collective can be Neo, and how you, like the Oracle explained, can take the spoon and bend it. Okay? That's what I'm doing here. That's what we're doing here. Okay? We're taking the spoons, we're creating our own fucking reality. Pardon my French, but that's what the hell we're doing here. We're breaking free from labels. We're breaking free from literally everything this realm has put on us, and we're designing our own program. You see what I'm saying? There we go. To enjoy this, an overflow of blessings and abundance. That's right. That's right. Turning pain into power. I can't make this up. I can't make this up. Yeah. All right. Yeah. We've been shattered. We've been heartbroken. But that doesn't define us. It made us. It forged us. Like fine Valyrian steel. You know Valyrian steel, like from Game of Thrones? That's all. That's all. It just forges us. We take our life experiences and we use it to become who we are. We don't use it as a crutch. We don't use it as an excuse. I tell you what, I've lost everything, even my children. Okay? I've had everything taken from me by these systems. Yep. Yep. But I've never used it to victimize myself. Not once. I mean, there was a time where I was kind of like, you know, pissing and moaning about it, sure. But I snapped the fuck out of it. You bet your sweet ass I did. I have, and now my kids are adults, except for, you know, and I got my daughter back, and the one who's a minor. So, what the hell do I have to complain about? Yeah, some of my kids are like narcissists, but there's literally nothing I can do about it. And I've accepted that. Acceptance is up there on the ladder of consciousness. It's a lot higher than being stuck down in 3D mindset. Yeah, the Magician and Ace of Pentacles. Focus, creativity, skill. Turning visions into reality, inspiration, willpower, desire, manifestation. New material offer, new job promotion, new opportunities, new manifestation, resources, stability, prosperity. I was home, like, okay, you guys, the day that lockdown began, the night before lockdown began, I arrived in my wheelchair in New York, in Syracuse, New York. The morning it began, I was homeless. Shit you not. I slept in my wheelchair on the streets. Shit you not. Went to a shelter. I was brought there by the police. Men, King, Nine of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. Can't make this shit up. Men surrounded me like I was a filet mignon on a meat shelf that they could just reach out and take. All kinds of men, drug addicts, nasty, nasty men. Okay? I was a lot younger then. And, was I scared? Sure. But I was like, nah, I ain't staying here. I left that shelter. I can't make this shit up. I left that shelter, and I got help from people that ran stores, and Syracuse is a smart city now. This was my the second. I went from one smart city in New York, or not New York, but San Bernardino, California, from one coastal smart city to another coastal smart city. You hear me? I didn't have anywhere to go in the one either. Because my roommate that I had in San Bernardino, California, was a drunkard who kept giving himself ketoacidosis, right, from drinking all the time. And I got kicked off the lease because he was literally batshit out of his mind. Literally batshit out of his mind. This was like right after I lost my kids, and I didn't know what to do. I met this guy on a game I played on the phone, a phone app game. I didn't know this guy really from a hole in the wall anyway. So I went for a singing gig right before lockdown happened. No more singing gig. Ended up trying to stay with a guy who finagled me into watching his 3 kids. And he ended up being a piece of shit too. So, I mean, you know, that was my fault. You know, I didn't know this guy either. I met him on Facebook. And, yeah, I know. I'm telling you all my dirt here. But, you know, life lessons come out of this. Important life lessons. So, you know, I left this guy because he ended up being a predator, in all quite honesty. So I left him immediately. One of my friends that I'd known for a long time ended up calling the police to get me out of there because he literally threatened to kill me. So she called the police. That's how I ended up getting dropped off at that shelter anyway in New York. I know I kind of backtracked there a little bit, but I'm kind of explaining how. So that's how I ended up there. So I ended up staying from shop to shop so that like I could have a place to actually sleep, you know, so I wouldn't get raped on the actual streets, you know, being a little vulnerable as a disabled woman in a wheelchair, sleeping under a bridge or whatnot. So anyway, and then I ended up volunteering and getting paid for it. Among other things that I can't mention on YouTube, that I hustled and made money for. Not selling my body. I didn't sell my body. I sold other things that's why I can't mention it on YouTube. Never did anything like that in my life before, but I made a fine dime. Nothing that would, you know, kill anyone. Nothing that would kill anyone. You know, smokable, but it wasn't to the point of heavy narcotic, I'll just put it that way. So, you know, nothing that I'm ashamed of selling, I'll put it that way. And, it made a fine dime, that's for sure. So, I made you know a decent hustle with my life, and you know I did what I had to do. Ended up worked my way up into where I could sleep in at least decent hotels, you know, not the best hotels, but it wasn't the shit hotels, okay? So I was able to eat. They wouldn't let me panhandle. The cops wouldn't let me panhandle in a wheelchair. But, you know, I was in a smart city in Syracuse, New York. I noticed some crazy stuff, collective. I noticed some crazy stuff. People flipping their attitudes and personalities on a dime. I got with an extremely abusive man who I ended up moving in with him, and he would take a part of a tree, a downed tree, and prop it against the door in the staircase of the upstairs and lock me in the apartment when he'd leave, so I could not leave. And we had no AC there in the summer, and it was hot as shit. Hot as shit. Yeah, no, I'm telling you all my dirt. I'm telling you all my dirt. Well, we find out who's in your energy. But yeah, so, and then long story short, I ended up getting away from him, moved to Auburn, New York, ended up getting kidnapped, held captive for 3 days, tortured mentally and physically. And Jesus, the presence of Jesus, got me out of there, saved my life, because they were going to kill me and put me in a basement. The house I was held captive in was backed up to a cemetery. Okay. The cemetery, see, Auburn is the end of the Underground Railroad. And the end of the Underground Railroad, you know, on top of the cemetery, it's like movie Poltergeist. They used an indigenous burial mound to put their cemetery atop of, and Harriet Tubman and a bunch of runaway slaves were buried on top of a indigenous burial mound. And because I have mediumship capabilities, have since childhood, that was one of the things that DARPA used me for, among many, many other things that I have very poor memory of, but that I do remember a few things from my childhood. Not much before the age of 12, unfortunately. Maybe fortunately, I don't know. I ignore most of my mediumship capabilities because that's what you're supposed to do. And, but while I lived there, like I said, long story short, I got away with the help of Jesus. I escaped. You don't want to know what happened to me there. But they both, the couple that held me, both of them ended up with 8 felony charges on them. And, but yeah, the spirits that I saw in that town were primarily angered slaves and indigenous folks who were very, very unhappy spirits to be buried in that town. Okay? So what we got here is the Knight of Wands, the Nine of Cups, and the Nine of Wands. I know, I've been talking for a fat minute. I hope you guys don't mind. I thought I'd do a little get to know me session. You know, this is your energy here, actually. Yeah. Courageous, energetic, charming, rebellious, free-spirited, wish fulfillment here. Got some wish fulfillment, if not now, on the way. Sorry if my blind eyes here have a hard time with some of these little words. I'm old, I can't help it. Perseverance, resilience, testing of faith. You've had your faith tested. Got your boundaries up. You got grit, collective. You got grit. You are close to success. You are feeling some fatigue, which has caused you to pause, surrender, self-sacrifice. You've gone in to have this new perspective. Manifestations are here, and I think we've talked about that. Have we? I can't remember. I've talked too much. There is an offering here, a gift, because you have been consistent, loyal, faithful. You are a messenger. Gosh, I hope this isn't about me because I've done all this yapping. Ugh. I feel like this might be about me and you. I am a part of the collective. Nine of Pentacles, though, with its abundance, luxury, independence, financial independence as well, leisure, rewarded efforts, success, achievements. Got Queen of Wands here, confidence, more independence, social butterfly, creative, self-assured, passionate, determination, vivacious, optimistic, charismatic. I mean, and Queen of Wands is also very magnetic. This is Leo energy here. Pisces, Neptune. And Page of Wands here. We got Sagittarius, Aries energy. Yeah. Got a lot of fiery energy here happening. A little bit of water, a little bit of... But it's like on the higher end of water. Higher end of water, so very, very emotionally balanced. You're very much in control of your emotions, collective. You know how to handle yourself. Okay? Let's see what else we got here, Spirit, for the collective. Who is this person in the collective's energy? Yeah, message, love option. Yeah, deep soul connection. Divine love. See, divine love out here again. The Lovers, Gemini energy. Yeah, I feel like there's some fast movement here, immediate action, communication. Like I said, a message incoming. There's relationships, harmony, unions, balance, unity. Some romance in the air. Yeah, it feels good. It feels good, that's for sure. Remember to take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. You know, like if the shoe fits, if the shoe fits. If you're already with someone, then things are going just swimmingly. If you're not interested with anyone and you're doing just fine, standing on your own, then this is self-love. You're aligning, you know? And the betrayal, the person who betrayed you because of that. They don't like to see you in this alignment, all right? We got Six of Swords here. Yeah, you have left something or someone behind. Okay, you've accepted it as a lesson. You've let it go. Sailed on to smooth, calm waters. Maybe you physically, literally left something or someone. Justice, fairness, universal laws, karma, cause and effect, truth being revealed. Okay? You have taken accountability for any consequences that you've faced. All right, collective? With justice here. This is divine justice, universal justice. If you don't believe in any divinities. Libra energy. It's also Venus. We have the Ace of Cups. Yeah, it feels like a new relationship. If not, it's emotional awakening, spiritual intimacy. Possibly a proposal. New emotions, creativity, deeper feelings, love. The holy table, okay, abundance. Whoops. Cards everywhere. Page of Wands here. Sagittarius, Aries. I thought we had Page of Wands. So that's the problem with these ones. It's like white text on a very light background. I thought we had Page of Wands. Didn't we have Page of Wands? Where is it? Oh, it was Page of Pentacles. Yeah, that's Taurus energy, Page of Pentacles. This is Sag and Aries. This guy is, or girl rather. It doesn't really matter. There's no genders here. Adventures, excitement, fresh ideas, cheerfulness, energy, like pure energy. Harnessing chi, fearlessness, discovery, youthful spirit, limitless potential. It's an extroverted energy here. Could be incoming good news as well. Yeah, we have karma here. Good luck. Cycles. Fate. A turning point. Universal control. This is the Wheel of Fortune. It's the 4 fixed signs. Again, signs don't really mean fuck all. Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio. It's Jupiter. It's fire energy. Solar plexus chakra. You know how I am with my chakras. Chakras, honestly, they really do mean more than the signs. Ooh, this one wanted to... High Priestess. Really? These two came out too. Queen of Swords. Was that Eight of Pentacles. Gosh, I'm blind. I've literally gone blind too. And it's weird because I've gone blind, was it like 3 times? I believe it's because of my DARPA background. It's probably a SOSA thing, being remoted. I've been to the university about it. University of Minnesota. Okay, so we have the High Priestess, Queen of Swords, and 8 of Pentacles. That's Cancer Moon, throat chakra. I believe it's throat chakra. Let me think about it for a second. I gotta feel it actually, more than anything. No, third eye. Queen of Swords, Libra, air energy. I think she's throat chakra too, yeah, because she's communication. 8 of Pentacles here is this Virgo? Yeah, I think it's Virgo. Earth energy. I don't really care much for chakras with court cards. They don't really matter much for court cards. Usually for face and majors, they're more pertinent. Yeah, so I'm kind of getting some secrets here. Sacred knowledge. Intuition, divine feminine. You're being called to kind of look into history, to kind of delve into sacred knowledge, so that your subconscious opens up a little bit for you, collective. That will help you tap into spirit. Because what it is tapping into discernment. There is 2 types of discernment, collective. There is natural discernment, which is more or less, a higher observation. And then there is spiritual discernment. And the Bible speaks of this a lot in Corinthians, actually. I can post some things about that on the community board here. I try, there's a lot I want to put on the community board, but I don't want to like harass y'all with, you know, notifications. You know, 'cause I don't want people to unsubscribe to the channel. Because I feel like, you know, we've lost a few subscribers when I do make more posts to the community board. Well, you know, it doesn't really bother me because, you know, if I'm trying to educate and we lose subscribers, then they're not for us anyway, right? But, you know, I'm trying to tamper it, you know, to where it's, you know, just a little bit throughout the day. But, I do have a Facebook too. I go by Victory here. My name though is Nicole. I go by Nikki, Niki Wiley, WHALEY on Facebook. You can find me there. I don't really post a whole lot of personal stuff. A little bit, you know, a little bit of like my MRI and things like that are on there, but you know, who cares? Just scroll on by all that. Yeah, I don't, you know, a lot of it's educational. It's primarily educational. Memes, you know, but we love memes. So, yeah, but you're being called. I'm feeling a lot of spirit calling you, and it will help you obtain this higher power status, okay? For, you know, the means of divine feminine. And divine feminine is, what was her name? Starts with an A. I just had it. She was the wife of Yahweh at one point, and Yahweh is a lesser god, different than Elohim is the pantheon. Elion is the most high. She was the wife of the Most High. And it slips my mind right now, but her name started with an A. But that's the divine feminine. Sophia is wisdom, and she was like El's right hand for a time. The Bible speaks of literally all this stuff. You can find a lot of gods in the Bible. I literally posted a thing from Morgue Official. I think I spoke about this in another video too that I posted today. You know, like Morgue, like I said, he's a little hard to swallow on some of his stuff, but he's pretty spot on with his history. He's very observant. Then with the Queen of Swords here, yeah, we have independent again, intelligent. Yeah, you got this. If you study a lot of this sacred knowledge, and really, really delve into history, you'll get it. You'll get there. You have direct communication. You're honest and fair. You have clear boundaries. Yeah, you can put your sword up, and that will help with your discernment too. It's constructive criticism. You're objective. You're logical. Yeah, Spirit is calling you to use your logic and reason to, combined with this high priestess here. Yep, to master, and it will help you master your craft with whatever you're doing to work on your skills, to develop your skills. With your focus, dedication, high standards, it will help you with your talent, commitment, expertise, workmanship. And I feel like that's, you know, like a spiritual, religious, whatever arena calling. And I mean, obviously you've got a spiritual or religious type of calling if you're watching tarot to begin with, okay? Like I said, we don't like to labels are, you know, matrix chains, to be quite frank. You know, it's good to try and break free of all that. Trying to keep these in proper order. I'm a little messy this evening, you guys. I'm a little messy. Just, you know, I'm not on anything. I just, you know, my muscle relaxer. Nerve pain blockers, but that's it. I got a lot going on in my head, okay? If pain is considered on something, I got a lot of pain. All right, 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, this is long-term investment for you. Sustained patience, perseverance, hard work, success in waiting, harvest result. Yeah, you're reaping what you sow. And I keep harping on the biofield practice. Biofield practice is where it is at. I would be I used to, before I understood why my body was so out of whack and why I was researched to all extents as a child, and why my biofield was doing and body were doing the crazy things that they were, like why my hair would stand up on end, and just, I'm not going to get into exactly the things that I would do. I had witnesses, but it was like some Stranger Things shit, you guys. Like, people were like, "Are you really doing that?" And I'm like, "I guess so. I don't know. I can't control it." And then I got into biofield practice, and then I saw Sabrina Wallace talk about her stuff and saw her being able to do some of the stuff, and I'm like, and then she'd talk about, well, if you can't levitate, and I'm like, oh my God, I've done that in the past. I haven't been able to for years, but yeah. I'm not going to go into some of this other stuff. You guys won't believe me, and yeah. But anyway, long story short, biofield practice. Please look into it, check into it, check out my biofield collection. And especially, and he just, the asshole just approved and started this AI healthcare. It's already been digital. That's when I died having my daughter, okay? And I discovered the realms, the 7 realms. Please, biofield practice, because nasty shit is coming. Even nastier than what's been going on. We've got Temperance, and what is this? 7 of Wands? Ooh. All right, so you're standing your ground. You've put up boundaries. You're defending your position. You've got self-control and moderation because you're in your purpose. You're maintaining your tranquility, your serenity. You're moderated. I mean, you're where you need to be. So now is the time to, yeah, now's the time to really stand guard and be the warrior that you are, honestly. The cards are kind of coming out to back up what I'm saying. And honestly, they do that all the time. That's what tunneling gets, yeah. Well, it didn't flip over all the way, so I'm not going to take it. It's too many. I know I'm yammering a lot, but I feel like this is one of those reads where I'm doing a lot of teaching. We got Knight of Swords out here. Fast thing. Yeah, you're going to have to be thinking fast and be focused. And be success driven. Knight of Swords is Libra energy. You're going to have, with all this cognitive impairment that they're working on too, I mean, Elon was bragging about how people were going to have intellect taken from them and be operating at like very low intellect, and they're planning on selling it back to us, you guys. So I don't know. 10 of Wands. Yeah, there's gonna be that's gonna, it literally backed up what I just said. The burnout, the intellectual burnout with this 10 of Wands. When they do that, that's going to cause literal intellectual burnout, and the burden of intellectual burnout. What the hell, cards? Spirit, I am not amused. What is this? Queen of Cups. Yeah, you're gonna have to use your intuition, be in the flow. Queen of Cups, Cancer energy. I think it's Pisces too. Yeah. You're going to have to really be nurturing towards other people, like, you know, how Jesus was, you know, they know not what they do type mode. Because people are not going to have control of their faculties when shit hits the fan. I'm going to tell it to you like that. Already having been in smart cities and seeing people flip on a switch, people are already being remote controlled, y'all. They legit don't know what they do. Sorry, I had to switch songs. We're already at over an hour, so I'm going to start wrapping this up. And yeah, and that is heartbreaking. That is definitely a sorrowful situation. Let's wrap this up, Spirit. Can you give us something here to wrap this up for an outcome? Because we want to know your message. We got 7 of Swords. Yeah. Okay, so even with this betrayal and deception from the government, the theft of, you know, intellect and whatnot, there's going to be an end for a new beginning. Yeah, we may have to, you know, lose everything to start again. Which is fine. Because remember when Jesus said you're going to have to be ready to flee like a thief in the night when, you know. I mean, and it sucks. It sucks. But the remnant, I'm trying to be ready to prepare myself to be one of the remnant, and that's what I'm trying to gather up here with this collective and ready you guys for as well, is to be prepared for when all these final things happen, because there's not going to be any internet anymore. There's not, or if there is, we're going to have so much integrity and be so heart fired up that we're not going to be allowed on the internet, because our social credit is going to be too low that we won't be allowed to be on the internet anymore, collective. And that's honestly what the situation is going to be, okay? Because we will have lost that privilege, all right? And I know that sucks to hear, but it is what it is. I'm not going to sell my soul and spirit, you know, my vessel devoided of spirit, to retain my ability to remain on the internet. That I'm just not. Okay? And I hope you're of that same mindset. That's the remnant I am trying to gather up here and prepare you for. Is that, because they're planning a reset, like I've explained before. If you're here, especially after watching my viral video that explains what the system is doing, what the controllers are doing, then you understand that already. Yeah, and losing everything is going to put you in the 5 of Cups, okay? And that's going to be unfortunate. I rest assured, I will be there too. I am used to it. I have been there before. I've lived in a tent, all right? This was even after that situation in New York and everything. I have had another abusive relationship, one where, even worse, where he tried to kill me, okay? And I was seizing. 6 of Pentacles. But there's going to be where we're going to work together and share what we have with one another, okay? To survive. The people left who are not feeding into this systematic, the mark of the beast, this systematic bullshit, we're going to gather together those of us outside of the system, see what I'm saying? We're going to thumb our nose at the established system and plan for the future. And what's that future that we're planning for? What is the future that we will be planning for? What is the future that we will be planning for, Spirit? To close this out, we have King of Wands, Two of Wands. What is the future that we will be planning for as a remnant? We have King of Swords, Two of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. So this ended up being really not who is in our energy so much. I mean, maybe it's you know, the national security people watching us, all the alphabet squad and whatever. I kind of get that a little bit, because I know they're watching me pretty fucking closely, especially since I started this channel now. King of Swords, Two of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. We've got Libra. This is all the earth signs here: Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. And yeah, this is mental clarity, intellectual power, truth, authority, reason, discipline, high standards, head over heart, integrity, serious and straight. We will be our own authority, okay? This is the plan for the future, remember. Making our own choices and decisions it'll be the first steps of this. Choosing a path, future planning in the dark, preparing to leave comfort zone. Get it? Preparing to leave our comfort zone. Should I stay or should I go? Some of us will want to go into the cognitive cities to live because that will be the comfort zone. But, you know, the remnant will be in the remnant. Practical, reliable, stoic, slow and steady, hardworking, committed, grounded, patient, efficient, conservative, pragmatic. Yep, that makes sense to me. Yeah, I think I'm just going to title this video Gathering the Remnant, because that's what it says. We're gathering the Remnant Collective. Yeah, Two of Pentacles here. Choices, multitasking decisions, weighing up options, multiple priorities. Oh yeah, we will have lots of priorities. Give us a couple more to close it out, Spirit, for this gathering the remnant, planning for the distant future, or maybe it's closer than we think. Give me one more. Okay, thank you. Two of Cups and Four of Swords. Okay. Yeah, unified love, partnership, mutual attraction, romantic love, connection, mutual respect, joining forces, close bonds and unity. Rest, relaxation, meditation, renewal, solitude to gather your thoughts, recuperation, retreat, sanctuary. Ooh, doesn't that sound nice? Self-protection and peace. I think these are good for, I'm happy with this. I think Spirit is saying, you know, it's going to be a long road to hoe, but we're going to get there. It's been a long road to hoe, but we're going to get there. Yeah. I like it. I like it. I mean, I don't, but I like this. I like this right here. That's what I'm looking forward to. Right there. And I really, really hope this gave you some peace, some clarity. I hope this opened up your mind, okay? And gave you something to chew on, collective. I know this didn't help any situation because you probably didn't really see much of this coming. And I hope this kind of gave you some more clarity on who I am as well and why I'm doing this. That's why I wanted to tell you more about myself and my past. This is not anywhere near close to what I've been through. Okay? Those are just a few of my experiences. Like a couple out of 1,000 or more. Okay? I've been through a lot. And like I said, our experiences temper us like a Valyrian steel sword. Okay? I relate a lot to Arya Stark and Jon Snow. I'd say I'm like 75% Arya Stark and 25% Jon Snow. Okay? And I'm not the best orator, which is partially why I dragged my feet doing tarot readings on a channel. As I am an INFJ, I am not a speaker. So, but I think I'm doing all right. Like with how fast I've grown in a month, I'm feeling all right about it now. So, and yes, I do ramble, and I apologize for that. But, hey, it is what it is. So I love each and every one of you, and I will see you next time, collective.